All right. Good morning, evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. This is Vishesh. I lead the product team at Goodera, and we are thrilled to have you here for today's hands-on workshop, AI Agents for Impact. This is a first in the series of AI for Impact workshops that we are planning to do, all tailored for CSR professionals. This is a very special workshop. Our objective today is to not just give you concepts, but practical tools that could help you learn how can you explore AI agents and apply them to your day-to-day work as CSR professionals. And we are incredibly fortunate to have Mahesh Yadav guiding us through this conversation. I think many of you already know Mahesh, would have had fond memories of Mahesh from the Global Volunteering Summit. But for everyone else, Mahesh has over 20 years of experience in project management and tech and over 10 years of experience building AI powered products. He's held leadership positions at the best of best, all of my favorite stocks like Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and Google. Google off late, where he recently helped advance Gen AI tools. And he's also co-founded nonprofit in the past. So I think he has his fair share of learnings about the social impact space too. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mahesh Yadav.
Hi again. Thank you uh, for such a awesome introduction. I think I can live up to the hype. We can get started. Always these sessions run out of time because people have a lot of questions, and I want to give a lot of questions because I wanted this to be a discussion. I hope there is this mode where they can raise questions. I can't see all of you, but hopefully, eventually, I can see because this the webinar mode is new to me. I've not tried that before, but let's try it today. Anyways. So let's get started. I can see your emotions, so that's great. And hopefully you can see my screen. If you can, yeah, that's great. Things are working. Uh, let's get to present mode and we can get started. Again, what we're gonna do is straightforward. We'll think about agents. We'll think about what agents are. We'll talk about why they are so popular, why everybody's talking about them. We'll talk about a guy named Dave, and then we'll see how can we use agents to increase your own impact. You can use them, or how I use them to do basic tasks that you do. And then maybe in the end, we'll touch upon, we will not be able to finish this. We want to leave this as something hook for the next session. But the idea is that you should be able to create your own agent, use your own company data and launch them, because using them makes you 10x, but actually building them makes you 100x, and makes you see the real things that what AI is for and what AI can do and what it can't also. So let's get started. Before we get started, why I am here? I'm here because I've spent a lot of time at Microsoft, I think almost 10 years, and I have fond memories of Microsoft. Uh, some of these are like this, where our CEO used to come on these all hands. This is a stadium, and in this stadium, there are lights from everywhere. Anybody from Microsoft? Raise your hand or say something. If you remember this, this was a stadium, I think Seattle's largest stadium, and he kept running. This was his last session, but I don't remember Microsoft for Steve Ballmer. I remember Microsoft for this guy named Dave. That's Dave. What he did, he actually organized a lot of hackathons, and he led Hack for Good, which is our nonprofit initiative where engineers can work with real nonprofits to help them adopt new technology. Uh, I was working in large Azure IoT teams at that time, and I was part of a big machinery. And I didn't know that I have an agency and I can actually do things. But one of these hackathons, actually, I was able to build something and show the world that, yes, I have an agency and I can help. With that, I actually proposed a product, built it, shipped it at Microsoft. That grew me. Same I was able to do at Meta, and then took me to AWS and Google, and now I'm starting my own company. But it got that started because Dave organized these events, and he did it every quarter using his own agency. By the way, if you're wondering where I am, that's me, the guy who's hidden behind that guy head. That's me. You know how insignificant I was, and still I am. But Dave is why I'm here for, so that wherever Dave is today, he can learn these tools and make more Mahesh possible by doing what he did. So that's my why. Now let's jump to AI agents. That's why you are here for. So why are AI agents so popular? They're popular because there are three secrets for popularity. In a different way, I could have asked you, maybe you can type it on chat. But if I want to be popular, three things I need to do. I need to add value. I should be easily accessible, adoptable. If you are here, you should be able to easily understand what I'm saying. And then each time you see me, I should add more to you. So if you have seen me last year at Goodera session, last year, this year, and this session, if I'm continuously learning and improving myself based on your feedback, then I will be popular eventually, hopefully today. AI adds value, like I add value. So AI agents add value, and you may not have seen it, but it was everywhere on your Amazon page. So when you search, that was AI. When you actually took out your camera, took a picture, we showed you similar products, that was AI. Even if you have spoken to any AI or any machine like this one and asked for something, that's AI. When to launch a spring sale campaign, that's AI. Give me specific categories which I am interested in, which is home, fashion, beauty, is also AI. And figuring out different deals is also AI. But before 2022, it was so hard to build that only large companies, Metas, Googles, Amazons of the world use it to give you better experiences or build products which actually make it so sticky that you can't leave them. Think of Facebook feed, think of YouTube, think of Amazon shopping experience. So we can build it, but you can't. And here comes finally the adoption of this, or anybody can use it, changed in 2022, introducing ChatGPT. Amazing tool. What you can do with it? You can actually just say, show me plants that I can buy for my new office. By the way, I got a new office and I'm looking for plants. It actually goes and tells me a summary, does a research and tell me which plants to go after. It doesn't stop there. It's a generic product. So what it does is it also can help me rewrite my emails or do me research or help me find a website that I thought of 5 days ago or read somewhere. I just write it and it gives me exactly that website. So that's the power. It is so easy to adopt and it's so generic that it allows us to do many things. But when it is launched in 2023, we had one problem. Anybody guesses? I know you can't see me and I don't know whether I can see your chat or not. But the challenge is I have to take all my data to ChatGPT. And it may not be possible. Maybe your company doesn't allow you to take all your information to this bot and then ask it questions. So that was the challenge we had in the first year, 2023. This is when I think first time you met me or I did the first session at Goodera. So we solved that challenge. And last year or early this year, Amazon is one of the examples launch Alexa. And I hope you can hear my audio. If you're not able to hear, let us know. I will play this video. It's like 1 minute and it gives you an idea where these agents are and what their capabilities are. This is just an advertisement for Alexa. By the way, I'm not selling them.
Wow, wow, look at my style. I've been seen it like this in a while.
Oh, hey there. So we can just like talk now. I'm all ears, figuratively speaking. Ooh. Do you know how to manage my kids' schedules? I noticed a birthday party conflicts with picking up grandma at the airport. Want me to book her a ride? Billie Eilish is in town soon.
No way.
I can share when tickets are available in your city.
Yes, please.
Got any spring break ideas?
Somewhere not too far. Only if there's a beach and nice weather.
Santa Barbara is great for everyone. I found a restaurant downtown I think you'd like.
What is Santa Barbara known for?
It has great upscale shops and oceanfront dining.
Can you go whale watching?
Absolutely. Want me to book a catamaran tour?
What's the next step?
Remove the nut holding the cartridge.
Should I get things?
You might only love them for a little while.
You're probably right. Make a slideshow of baby Tina. Mom.
What part am I looking for again?
2-inch washers. Your Uber is 2 minutes away.
For real?
Wait, did someone let the dog out today?
I checked the cameras, and yes, in fact, Mozart was just out.
Look at my stack. I'm missing it like this in a while.
From Microsoft, this is Panas. Panas loves to just put awesome music in these. Panas is the guy who created Surface. I worked in Surface for 4 years. But the idea you are seeing is that you are not able to bring this data to ChatGPT, but Alexa, the home device, now have all access to your data. It's able to book tickets. It's able to find conflicts. It's able to do the things that personally you would ask an assistant to do. And it is working in your context and making sure that your camera feed, whatever happened in that, it has access and answering your questions. So that's the world you're living in. But what is the basics? How does this whole work? So now we know that we have something that adds value. We know it's so easy to adopt because you can just talk to it, you can chat with it, or you can just show it a few pictures and it works. So various modalities like us humans. And then every time you tell it something, it remembers. Basics are very simple. We started with a lot of data. Machine learning helped us find patterns in that data. AI actually helped us make that data useful. And then we build apps like what you saw, Alexa, which generated more data, more patterns, more things that allowed us to have this loop. And once we figured out this loop, these products are able to improve themselves every day you use them or anybody uses them. And that's the loop that's making AI agents so popular. But how they work? Okay, how they work is, remember us, we we were born and all we could do is move our hands and we thought we are intelligent. But then we got access to knowledge, which is how the world actually works. That's what education tried to teach us. No matter what we learned is different. But the idea was we have access to intelligence plus knowledge made us survive in this world. And then we were able to find current state of the world using signals. What's the temperature today? Should I wear a sweater? Where I am? Who I am? All these are signals. So I know what the world knowledge is. I have access to it, internet, and I have signals, which is what is my current state of the world. And then I have access to tools like this Zoom tool, and I can talk to hundreds of you today. And that's a tool. And with that tool, I'm trying to change a state of the world by bringing more of you towards AI or show you something. So we have access to these tools. And there are guardrails. Of course, Goodera told me not to say this or say this. And I have my own guardrails. And the country I live in, the state I live in, have its guardrails. And if you combine all these, this is what make us do things, live, or change state of things, or make things happen. And the same capability, the same intelligence layer, which is in the center of it, is available to AI now. And that's what we're calling AI agents. AI agents are things that take tasks, use knowledge, signals, tools, apply guardrails to get real jobs done. They take on complex things which cannot be said in simple rules, and they work on unstructured data. What is unstructured data? Like this call. They can watch the video, they can look at the text, or they can process images, and they can combine all that information to get jobs done, like we do. So that's an AI agent, and this is how it works. It has knowledge, signals, tools, guardrails, and using these, it creates a plan, act on that to get things done for us. I hope you got it. Okay. Then next thing we're going to learn. So if we got why they are popular, what are AI agents, and then we're going to talk about how can actually you use them. So we'll talk about Dave again. So Dave wants to build an event. So imagine, we'll take example of ServiceNow. Anybody from ServiceNow? Just send a heart to me. No, no one. Great. Then this session will go perfect. So you are doing an event for cancer awareness. and you want to organize an event inside your company, or you want Goodera to run it, but you want people to enroll, and forms are really boring. You have seen, you can send Google Forms, but who wants to send forms in when you have agents? So why not build a stunning website? So the first use case I'm going to talk about is using Lovable to build your website. So you can go to this site called Lovable and just start with basic things. Just go to lovable. You can just follow along also. Go to lovable.dev, and if you go there, it will just welcome you and you can type something here. So what I did is I just typed this. I said, create a modern responsive website for ServiceNow ESG team to host an event. I'm not affiliated with ServiceNow. This is just one of the examples I took. So you can type it here and say go. And that's it. That's all you need to know to create websites. Just write a stunning prompt, say what you want in that, and it gets to work. It's spinning, it's working. And just because it's going to take like 2 to 3 minutes, I love this project idea. I'm going to do this. Let's implement, thinking, started working. So this is an agent behind the scenes, which has collected all the information. And now it is saying, okay, I got the state of the world. I'm going to use my tools, which is a way to write code. So they have a code writer as a tool. And then it's going to check, is it meeting the needs? Have it not written something else, what it should not? And then it's going to produce something. Actually, I did this exercise last night. So I'm going to just walk you through what happened in this journey. So I gave this, and if I go back, this is the first thing I gave, and this is the output I got. Hopefully you will get similar output once it's done. We'll go back to it, but we can make progress here. Site looks great. I was happy with it. It told me these events, but the dates are off. And I don't like this whole color scheme because this is not how ServiceNow looks. So what I did next is I went back and I said, you know what? You're cool, but thank you for making this website. And I just took the picture of ServiceNow's website. And then I said, hey, use this color scheme and branding pattern for ServiceNow. And it took another 2 minutes. And let me show you that. So it took another 2 minutes, not actually two, but 5 minutes. And now it looked like ServiceNow. Look, now my people feel like I build a site for them and not for myself. Cool. Still, the dates are off. That's a pain. So let's fix that. Then I went back and I said, okay, great job. Said, great job. And I exited and I told it more. I said, hey, I need a fully functional event calendar, event page. Each event card should include event name, register now button, and tag for workshop, fundraiser, and all. And I gave this little more information. Okay. Once I did that, it went ahead, took another 3 minutes and improved it. And now my website is fully functional, working, and my dates make sense. And actually, I can go in and cool. And I can click register now and I can put my details and it sends me a confirmation too. Thank you for registering. Light the night. We'll send you a confirmation detail on Init Mahesh. I can click a button and publish it. So all of you can actually start using it and registering for this event. And if anybody from ServiceNow, please organize this event. That's the last part left and Goodera is happy to help. So that's our first shot. So now you can create stunning websites by just giving 3 prompts or telling them which patterns to use or copy pasting things. And now there is an agent which can create websites. And if you take this link, I'm just going to paste it here in chat. This website is live and you can use it. Okay, great. Uh, I think I can't send to everyone. Can somebody take care of that? Okay, you can try this website. If you find something, I can fix it in the Q&A section. But let's move on. Okay, this event happened, and hopefully you got all the help from Vishesh and Heba and Abhishek and team. So this event was so successful. It was so cool that, okay, by the way, can I tell you a cheat sheet? You saw the stunning prompts I had? You saw this one that I went in and I gave this nice prompt. So if you exit as if I know that what I'm doing or what a website should have, actually, there's a cheat sheet to that also. Actually, I didn't do that. I went to ChatGPT and I wrote only a single prompt. I said, hey, give me a prompt that allow me to create a stunning website for ServiceNow ESG team to organize event to increase. My spelling of leukemia is so good, but you got the idea. And it gave me all these prompts. It said, first give this prompt, then give this one, then give this one, then give this one, and you will get a stunning website. So even I need not to know what I want. I can just say broadly what I want, get how to talk to this machine, and then go to Lovable and do 4 iterations, which you just saw here, and eventually get to my perfect site. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully all of you are able to create stunning websites going forward and don't need a front-end engineer. Great. Now, hopefully you organize these 3 or 4 events or maybe 40 or 50 events in a year. And now you're looking for getting data. ChatGPT is an awesome tool to connect to your own teams. And then what I was able to do is I was able to get here and fetch this data. So all of you, anybody who have not seen ChatGPT before? So I connected it to my OneDrive, and then it has access to all the reports Goodera gave me. And then I wrote a very simple prompt, which you could have seen here. And I said, hey, give me my targets, what the event I have done, and generate a summary of everything we have done in this year. So this is my year end. I'm generating my ESG report. And I got all my data because I connected it to my drive. Got it? Okay. Hopefully you got it. Then what I was able to do is, this is my final report, I believe. Let me just get it from here. Or, oh no, my son also is doing homework on top of me last night. So that means you know now what we are sharing. But I can get this. And then I have all my details here, which is everything we have published. Let's just go back to volunteering session, performance reporting, and I have all my details. I pasted these details in little bit formatting, and maybe somebody gives it to you. So I took this and I put it in a doc, which is more fancier, and I got all the data. Somebody else can give you this data, or you can use ChatGPT to generate this data for you. But imagine you have all this data. Now Dave's job is to go and create awesome website for it or awesome slides for it, so he can present, start getting feedback from the leadership within its team, align what they have done, what they have achieved, introducing the next tool or next agent named Gamma. So what I am going to do is I'm going to Control A, Control C this simple report, which has all the data which I got, whether from people or I generated using ChatGPT by connecting it to my drive. I go to this new tool called Gamma, not really new, but they have added some new feature. I go here, I say create new, I say paste in text, I paste all that what I got from there, and I say create a presentation. I can also create a document, I can create a social post, but let's do presentation today because presentation is how still we do business. Okay, it says, can I do card by card? I say just do free form, don't worry too much. And I say continue. And it helps me pick some themes. I pick this theme because it is green and it looks like By the way, I can create custom themes. I can just upload a PPT that I did before and it will use my theme from that PPT. But for today's sake, I'm just going to pick this one and I hit generate. It takes all this data that you had done and it start creating an awesome, stunning website with all the numbers that you needed. How are you structuring the information? And what are your environmental impacts? What is the social impact? And once it is done, I made it short today, but you can keep on going. So you got finally, end of this 5 seconds, what you will see is you have a stunning slide deck ready to go. You can come in and make changes also. You can say, improve writing or make it longer because you want to write on the first report a lot and it goes and changes it. So you can see it, it changed it. And maybe you are doing in different countries. So maybe you can just go and translate this slide into other languages. So all my friends who also do things in India, let's just translate this to Hindi. Where is Hindi, 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 Hindi? Great. You did. Click translate and the tool does the job. So all this you can do like this. By the way, I can understand Hindi, but I've not read that much Hindi in my life. So my recent life. So I'm going to leave it up to you, but you can just go back to original and you are creating awesome decks now. So what we did, you could actually create websites. You can get all the data. You can use AI agents to process that data, put them in a doc, and then you can put the doc in this new agent and it creates awesome decks for you. It can also put a theme of your company. So you can go to custom and I just imported this theme because I got to download a ServiceNow website, uh, their website, some deck they had, and I used that to create this new one. And now it's in ServiceNow format or their own reporting styles that they are familiar with. Great. So now Dave has a presentation, but they've also created a report. So they've used this and created some awesome reports, which looked like this. While he's ready to publish this, he is going and, the world is not static. The world changes and something more happened in his life. There is a regime change. Because of that, there is DII policies, ESG policies. There are a lot of new laws. There are a lot of new orders. And they want to make sure that he's complying to these laws. So what he did next is something more amazing. What he took is he went to Perplexity, uploaded this report, which he got from its tool called Gamma. You can have created this PDF version from there and downloaded it. So you could have just downloaded this into whatever format. So he downloaded it into a PDF, and before he could publish it, he went to do one final check. So he went to this new agent called Perplexity, uploaded it and said, do a research and find the areas that will be affected by recent Trump DII stopping initiative on my ESG report. Find real facts and challenges that uploaded report for anything that can get me into trouble with right-wing media. Give me facts and list of 5 to 10 challenges or suggestions. Because to be honest, Dave is not left or right. He just want to make sure he's compliant or he's not creating unnecessary problem unless they are needed. This report goes on, it does all the research, it creates these tasks for itself. This agent goes and says, I have gathered comprehensive insights. It reads your report, it does the research, it finds out cross diversity, it finds out what are the other areas and partnerships. And after some 15-20 minutes, you get a report which talks like this. It says the report states that ServiceNow achieved 100% pay equity across gender and ethnicity globally. While expanding to this, While framed as progress, such metrics could be mischaracterized as de facto quotas under emerging anti-DI legislative proposal. For example, recent state-level bans on identity-based preferential treatment, Florida SB 266. My suggestion will be this. And with just these 15 minutes, you could read this report and make the tweaks. I'm not saying you need to change everything, but some things that makes your life a little easier than harder can be achieved in 15 minutes. And you have sources to justify if you make any edits. So that's all these agents can do for you. Okay. So this was cool. Hopefully you got the idea that you can actually put websites by just writing prompts. You can collect process data. You can make it presentable and hopefully do deep research on the content you have across various things and find out what should go out, what should not go out, compliance, regulatory things by click of buttons. That's the age you live in. But I thought before I leave you with AI agents and basics and how can you use them, I will just do my last attempt, which is show you how can you build your own agents. So I took this last shot of showing you how can you build your own agent, which works like Perplexity or does research for your own data within your own company, connects with tools like Teams and Slack, and help you launch these things on your own or get more data from or use it in connections to teams like Goodera. So what I did is I went to this tool called Copilot Studio from Microsoft. I'm using Microsoft, but all these tools are available by AWS, GCP as well. So if you are in any other cloud providers, happy to show those also. But for today's sake, let's just use Copilot Studio. And I'm just going to say, this is their page. You come here, and here you can build your own agent. So I'm going to show you 3 steps, and then we can take questions. This is my last thing. So hopefully you can stay aligned. I can just come here and say, hey, build me an agent which can access our OneDrive address volunteer questions, connect with tools like Goodera reporting agent. Now Goodera need to build a reporting agent. That's all I'm saying. Goodera reporting agent to get me data from events. Okay, you press a button, it goes, it starts working, it starts creating these agents for you. It will ask you a bunch of questions. And you keep answering, it will ask you a couple of prompts or a couple of questions. And after that, what it does is it says, okay, I'm going to do this. Hey, do you have okay, great, volunteer support agent. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, go for it. It asks me for a name for this agent that you are building within your company, which will have access to tools, data, and everything inside your company. What specific task or goals to this? You can say goals are, hey, answer volunteer questions on upcoming events. While it's taking time, maybe I can show you what I build. So then you can just click this button, create, and I will just walk you through what happens after this. You may need to configure a few things, so I will just touch upon these today, but hopefully you can go discover with Team Goodera going into next sessions or new sessions that how can you actually build these agents. And we have some plans for you, which we'll discuss next. So it goes on, it created an agent for you, which is ready. You can talk to it right now. You can say, hi, what are the volunteer events available? And hopefully it will not answer it because to find volunteer events, you can check local community, nonprofit and all. So it doesn't have any context of my company. So this is just an intelligence machine. And I talked earlier, you need to add it knowledge, how your world works. And you can click this button It gives you all the resources. You can add a public website, which is the website we build. And this one is still going, and hopefully it will come up, but we already built this one. So we can say, hey, these events are here. So let's give it this information. So I'm going to go back and put that URL for my Copilot knowledge, and then it will be has access to everything I added here on that website. It says I'm going to use that information. Great. Also, I can upload some information. So that's one. I can say, you know what? I want to add more knowledge. Maybe I just want to add some documents, right? Or you can add your Salesforce, your SharePoint, your Dynamics 365 data. You can connect to Azure SQL, where you have employee checks, what happened, what didn't happen in your life. And you can just drag and drop files too. So I can just drag and drop another file that I have created or any file that I have here. And then I can ask the same question and it will start answering. It doesn't stop there. You can also define different topics, something specific. What should happen if somebody says goodbye? What should be the response? This is a type topic. This is a trigger. And you can create specific actions after that, which is attaching it to different tools. You can run Power Automate flows, which we showed last time I saw you, where I showed every time an email comes to your from a particular address, let's say Goodera, then it can fetch the attachment, convert it into a report, and send it to you. So you can create that flow, and then you can say, I'm going to call that flow. It connects to your Power Automate and gets you your desktop flows. Moreover, you can just take things and put them in your expense sheets, in your Google worksheets. You can forecast today's day or weather, and you can do much more in using their libraries or creating your own actions. Okay, so now you have tools. You can also have activities, and the cool part is you can launch this across these channels. So you can create a demo website where this agent will help or do things for you. You can launch it on Facebook. You can launch it on Teams or Skype. And that could be your front end. And you can integrate here with Teams, and then you can add that channel, and that's it. And once you launch it, you can get all the cool analytics of how many times this agent, after you publish it, how it is getting used, who is using it, when it is failing, and then you can iterate from there. So now you're building your own agents. I'm not going to go in depth of this one because this will be a whole session in itself, but wanted you to get a feel of that this is where you are living, where there are agents which can do a lot of things, but you can also build them by just doing drag and drop or doing very basic no to low code inside your companies and launch them to expand your capabilities and your influence inside these companies. Last thing, if you want to get started with AI, that's me. And you can connect. That's my LinkedIn. I'm Mahesh. I do these sessions. I have worked in agents. I'm building more agents. And today I have a target of getting 10,000 followers. By that, what I mean is no matter how many agents we build, we'll still look for human act. We'll still crave for this idea that we serve humans or we care for humans. And that's not going away. So you can just send me a request. I will hand it back to Vishesh, I believe, at this point. That's the idea. Vishesh, Heba.
Great. Thank you so much, Mahesh, for this wonderful hands-on workshop. With this, we'll actually close. Would just love for everyone to share their feedback on how this went. And based on this, we are planning a bunch of similar workshops. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending this. Please do share your feedback, and we look forward to you all joining us for the upcoming sessions too. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, one thing we are considering at Goodera is that we are thinking of putting a certification. This is an idea that we are floating. Your feedback will help us see what we should do it or not. And if we do it, what should we do in it? We are thinking we will have AI concepts. Like without knowing how these things work, it's really hard to build on top of them. So we will explain in a very natural way how these neural network works, what are transformers, how they are actually built, or what makes them possible, like the AI concepts. We'll talk about more about using AI agents, and we will talk about building your own agent, and hopefully we can double click and build agents that you want. So in the form or feedback form here, we're asking you what you want to build, and hopefully we can build if a lot of our people want to build that thing. So these are a few ideas. We can take any questions. I don't know whether there is a Q&A format here, but I wanted to give some time for Q&A.
Yes, Mahesh, there are a couple of questions. I can read them out to you, and you can answer them.
Sounds good, Heba.
Okay, the first question we have is regarding guardrails. Somebody has asked, I'm curious what advice you'd share on how we balance negative environmental impact of increased AI usage with CSR programs.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very good question. And we talked about that in our one last session where so just to repeat or make a good understanding of the question here, the question is that AI is an awesome tool. As you can see, a lot of things are happening here and it can do a lot of things, but it runs on a lot of compute. It consumes a lot of compute when it does solve these problems, and that create a lot of environmental impact. So couple of things we can do. One is learn AI so you're using it efficiently. Most of things that are going into AI is not efficient. And if all of us know how to use it, maybe we don't do 10, 20 trials. So do volunteer events where you teach people this new tool. There's no running away from it. So that's my number one. Number two is help the companies which are trying to build more efficient AI. Uh, I know photonic companies which are building chips which will work on light rather than transistors, where their efficiency is not that great and they consume a lot of power. So fund those research or volunteer on those research. That's my number two. And my number three is the negative effect of just how AI computes or calculates these things. Uh, I think we are going more and more towards more efficient things, but then we are making more things possible. So it's not going down. So anything you can do for environment to just offset this would be another thing. And maybe make people work from home more. That I think Vishesh will like.
Thank you. We have another question. An anonymous attendee has asked, how are large corporations, which are very conservative about legality and sharing anything internal, dealing with data privacy and compliance with regards to AI?
Another very good question. Thank you. And please keep sending your questions while I'm answering them. So this is a very good question for two reasons. One, we talked about it that if you take all your data to ChatGPT, you will have very limited application of AI. And that's why in 2025, we have built tools like Copilot, where the data doesn't leave your company, you're sharing that data. And when you share it, you still have the same authentication and authorization process. So if you don't have access to that data yourself, the AI agent won't be able to access it also. And you can provision that when you create your Copilot. So with Copilots or these in-house tools, we are exposing the same level of authentic uh, authorization that was available to you through APIs in previous SaaS-based products into AI agents. And that's why this year you will see more and more of these companies which are little bit resistance, showing resistance, will adopt these or at least have ways to adopt these.
Awesome. I hope that answers the question. We have another one from Harsha. They've asked if AI is paired with other tech such as LOT, blockchain, etc., and applied to good work, what are your thoughts on the good impact?
Yeah, so I think there is a lot of things that are happening. I was talking to one of the professors at MIT. His name is Dinesh, and they are starting something called Nanda, which is an idea that they are saying, hey, you know what? We have so far lived in a world which is AI driven, but what if you combine these two ideas? And they are saying, you want to talk to these agents, but these agents have contexts which are limited. How about we use blockchain to expand that? and make them discoverable. So Ramesh Raskar is one of the professors I know, and they are iterating on this idea. What can happen with these ideas is that they have now servers across the region, and now there is a chain of trust using blockchain so that you can access cross-functional data. And this is a protocol which lives on top of model context protocol, which allows you to expose your context to other agents which are not inside your company. So imagine Vishesh does an event and Goodera has a server, and now your agent can access Goodera's server, but with your company's authorization. And when this happens, blockchain on top of it, make sure that it's only Vishesh who is doing it and nobody else is becoming Vishesh for today or becoming Goodera today. So once you combine these, you're creating a lot of layer of trust in the system, and capability plus trust allows you to have much more larger communication or impactful context. And context is all we need to build intelligence. So that's what's happening. What are the possibilities? The possibilities are, imagine all the universities are able to help you at runtime, and all the companies and the vendors you work with also have servers, and you have, like, money is kind of that thing which has a lot of trust. And if I transfer money and you get it, you say I have it. Similarly, we will have the same thing for information, that we can transfer from anywhere to anywhere. And once you have it, you can trust it that yes, it's real and it's mine, and then you can use it to do something else. And all that is coming with uh, model context protocol, agent to agent, and then things like Nanda, which is putting a top of layer of blockchain on top of it. By the way, Ramesh didn't pay me to publicize Nanda. He should.
Okay, I think we have time for one final question. An anonymous attendee has asked, what's the minimum data set or inputs we need to start building a basic AI agent for volunteer management? And can it work without historical data?
This is a very good question. So this is a contextual thing. I will say start anywhere and start with just the data on your website. So like I created a website, I have put a lot of data on that website, and just scraping that website and putting that data can solve one problem, which is what is going to happen in future. And you need not to answer those questions. And then see every day with the channel I showed you on what kind of question people are asking, and then add more data. I think just a Jeep 100 to 200 files can build something which is used by 100 people 10 times a day. So you have solved 1,000 queries in a day without you doing any work if you build an agent, which can be solved by 100 files that you upload inside your company. What are those 100 files is something we need to learn, but that's the kind of capability you are sitting on today. Second question was, do you need a lot of background data? The more data you provide, the good these systems are. But depending upon your use case, you want to provide more contextual or more precise data, because there is a drawback. If you give more non-contextual data, the quality of your product or quality of your answer degrades. So you want to provide high context data, but sometimes even if it's not available, I would just throw all my data and then see if it works. If it doesn't, then I will find contextual data. But if the data adding is just drag and drop, put as much data as possible and we will improve it accuracy. We have other ways to do that. We'll apply that to your systems. Hopefully that helps. And start somewhere, right? Start just putting your website data or the data that you have. That is bare minimum, and it can solve, I think, 60-70% of problems. That's my experience.
Okay, another one just came in, and I think this will be a short one. Which is better, Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini? And can you give some guidance on how to write the best prompts? I think this is a pretty popular one.
Yeah, so I think I teach a course. I teach a course where we talk about prompt engineering, but I think your prompt, I'm going starting from the uh, edge. Your prompt, which is what we talked about here, right? When we were giving the instructions to these agents, those instructions are called prompts. And in those prompts, What you want to have is 4 things. Have a title saying, this is my goal, this is what I'm trying to achieve. Then give it instructions that your second title. Then say, this is the format of the output I want. And then put your guardrails that this is what I don't want you to do when you go solve this problem. For an example, if I want you to create a website, I will say your job is to create a stunning website which empower people to register for events. Here are my instructions. It should have a home page. It should have these 3 things. It should have a calendar. I should be able to click it. Great. And your output should be in this ServiceNow format. Here is my design that I want. And then you should have guardrails. Make sure there is no button out there. Make sure there is a privacy policy on my website, which links to ServiceNow privacy policy that you can actually have access to. And these are my guardrails. And anytime if somebody talks to you, wants to do something which is not according to law, just say, I don't answer these questions, or I can't answer you today. Come back later. So that's my prompt. And if you have these 4 sections, I think it gets you started. And then there are prompting guides which can help you give more. There is examples of good and bad you can give, which also takes your output of these agents to 10x to 100x. So add example as you grow. So 4 are the essential, and then add examples of good and bad, what good and bad looks like. If you know, sometimes you don't know, that's okay. And the creative thing you can do here is you can just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, you know what? I am trying to get this thing done. Can you give me the best prompt? I know these 4 or 5 things that Mahesh told me, but use your own knowledge and generate a prompt for me. That's what I did. I didn't know what is the best prompt to create front end awesome websites. So I went to them and they gave me the prompt, and then I used those prompts to go and get this thing done also. So just add one step. That's a hack here. So that's the last one. Heba, what was the first question on top of it? Sorry, I have this chain of thought problem that I forgot.
1 second. It was, which is better, Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini?
Yeah, so I think there is like what matters to you. So these are different ways they are better on different things. So if you're going for multimodal AI, like you're looking at different, like you want to upload a video or YouTube video and want to get transcript and wants to create a blog from that YouTube video, like this one, Gemini will do a little bit better than Claude or ChatGPT. But if you're looking for something generic, like creating a report and all, ChatGPT kind of does a good job because it has the largest usage and it has been iterated for a while. If you're trying to get code or writing things done, then Claude is your go-to tool. To be honest with you, I don't really worry about, they all kind of similar these days. So whatever you have access to inside your company, you can start there. And if things don't work, try those things with other, and then you can choose your own favorite. Because depending upon the task you do, they perform differently. There's not a single winner at this point. We don't have a Tesla yet for electric cars in AI. Fortunately and unfortunately, I think it's a good thing that they keep pushing each other, because once you have a winner, you can see what happens. You have the same car with different lights, that's all you get. But here you're getting every 3 months something new, like computer control came out. I wanted to show you today, but there was another demo we'll do. In Claude, we will connect, and then when you type things, I can go and open websites and actually do the research, and I will show you how it does all that. Or you can configure it to do those research, go to those websites and do jobs for you using computer control. Maybe that's something we can share offline. But all that is possible. Somebody just clapped and said, let him go. Stop. But thanks again. These are really insightful questions. I'm amazed by how deep all of you are. And I really appreciate everything you're doing in your field and also keeping up with AI. I really want your teams to succeed and onboard, as we onboard other functions in the companies to AI. This function should also onboard. And I'm really uh, thankful to Team Goodera to making things like this possible, which is a rare in CSR or ESGs or uh, companies impact, because everybody, I think sales asks for AI first, then marketing, then the coding teams, and we are revolving around that. This is the first avenue I have seen, or a company which I have seen that is going and trying to spearhead this new thing in a flux state, which is a lot of risk. But I'm glad Goodera is doing it, and I'm glad all of you are able to make it today. That's a closing line.
Thank you for this amazing session.
Thanks a lot, team. Hopefully this was useful, and we'll continue to see you.